call to the bullpen. We finally meet Brandon Port Wine, some of my favorite kind of cheese. I'm the
There you go.
Port wine cheddar cheese. It's in my fridge. It's great snack, especially for football games. Nice to meet you guys.
Likewise.
Nice to meet you.
Thanks for joining our group here, man. We're excited to have you.
Likewise, we are as well.
So this is the official interview announcement, however we want to put it, of Maine being open for business, Top 100 Sports, Maine Sluggers with Coach Brandon. We appreciate you guys, for as I said earlier on another call, spreading the gospel of Top 100, believing in it, believing in the importance of evaluations and metric testing and all that stuff. So we wanted to jump on this call and wanted to congratulate you guys. And we're so excited to have Maine on the board. And I know, Grilly, the Cheeser wanted to jump on as well to congratulate you guys. And we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, likewise. As we said numerous times, we think it's going to enable our athletes to, be held accountable, to push them, and then also it's going to help with, retaining guys. So making sure we, keep those kids in the program. So we're very excited about the possibilities of our growth with this.
Why don't you tell us a little bit, let the people know a little bit about Maine Sluggers Academy and, the size, the size of you guys and the facility and the mission over there and all that stuff.
So we're relatively kind of new, I guess. 2013 was our first year. And I've been here from the beginning, but the first 2 years I was just as an instructor. Throughout the whole time, Jason Harvey behind me here was head coach at Hudson University for 13 years, and I was one of his assistants. So we just stepped down about a year and a half ago doing that. I've been here the whole time, and I bought Sluggers about a year and a half, 2 years ago. So when I bought it, Jason kind of came over with me as well, just kind of having kids and not being able to, go to their games and just being a college coach, obviously, as you guys know, it's a lot of hours. It's, 80, 90, 100 hours a week, depending on the time of year. So it just gave us a lot more, flexibility as far as staying at one job instead of being at both places, so to speak. So we do lessons, clinics, all that sort of stuff here. And then on the travel side, this year we have 10 baseball teams and 10 softball teams. We're kind of at our max, just how much we can offer for practices. So probably 20 is probably the most we could handle in our current facility. And the facility is about 100 feet by 80 feet. So it has 6 cages and they're all retractable. We can pull it back and it exposes the turf area where we can throw and hit and do pitching stuff and whatever else. And then we got a couple of bells and whistles. We do a hit tracks, hitting simulator, like the home plate or the pro batter. We have one of those. And then a Rapsodo that we just got as well.
Well, it looks like you guys are doing, fine on the development side, and that's the key to anything you're doing. Obviously, you guys have the knowledge and the people who believe in what you're teaching there. We're adding to that, and like I said, just from a standpoint of myself at a major league level, even when I played, more of the quantifiables, the things that everybody wants, these numbers that are not on the back of a baseball card. We're trying to focus on some of the things that help you with those important statistics. So there's kind of a division in just a component here where just phase number 1 of what we're doing at Top 100. We're excited to get with you. You see your facility. We're seeing you here on Zoom, but meet you guys in person in your facility, your students. But what I really like to see is where my career changed was when I figured out how to regenerate, rebuild. So yeah, you can break players down both physically, mentally, emotionally. But how do they resurge to get that confidence back? What kind of training? Like we talk development, but people think, oh well, how much work am I doing on the tee, or how many bullpens am I throwing? Everybody wraps that into the solid part of development. But I say there's all these other components that go in with the complete athlete, the complete player, and that's where I'm excited to, help and push that. We just got the Weeks brothers, Jamal and Ricky Weeks, They're on board with us, right, Jess?
Yeah.
We got this thing happening really, really moving in a fast way. So we're excited to get up to Maine, crack open some of them lobsters, and see how we can help your school as well. We're joining forces, locking horns with you guys.
Absolutely.
But let the people know. I mean, what's the state of Maine baseball and softball right now? It's so cool to have the state of Maine. I mean, look, let's face it. You think baseball, you might think of the South. You might think of Texas, California, Florida, even Atlanta, Georgia, stuff like that. But Maine is unique. It's up there, and I think it's really cool that you guys are jumping on board and the softball athletes, because it just shows that, how serious you all are of wanting to get better and compete with those athletes, that show and showing your athletes, hey, this is where everyone is and this is where we need to be.
Sure. Right. Absolutely.
So I just want to get your thoughts on that. And
Yeah, I mean, obviously because of the environment we play in our geographical nature, by and large, 95%, 99% are D3 kids, D2, D3. Jason and I always say maybe there's 3 to 5 kids a year that are a Division I kid in Maine. There's not a lot.
wow.
And we all know who they are. But just at the Division III level, I mean, those kids still love baseball just as much, and baseball and softball, and we're here to provide that. And if we can get that exposure for that those handful of kids that have Division I potential, we obviously want to showcase them and get them involved. But by and large, we're talking mostly about D3 kids. But just because of Division III, it still means they don't love the game anymore or want to develop or get better and all that. But just where we're at, it's kind of, we're not playing 365 days a year. We're lucky if we can play 120, so it's a lot of it's indoor stuff. Can't play as many games, but we're still trying to get them there.
The other thing too, I think Maine has is we have a lot of kids that play multiple sports. You look at a lot of these big cities, it's just the numbers are so much that kids specialize in one sport. I think Maine is a little bit unique that way, where we have a lot of 2-sport, 3-sport athletes coming in. So not necessarily they're doing a lot of other things outside the facility. So when we get them, we're really trying to figure out how can we best push them forward in the baseball side of things. Just because of weather, we don't have enough time. They're playing basketball, they're playing hockey during the winter. They're not involved in here as much as they would be, I guess, if we had 65, 70-degree days that we could get out and grind on the field a little bit.
Right.
So that, that's I think I know I love that about this area is, and it helps, I think, kids become better athletes when they are playing multiple sports and develop, different skills and things like that. So
it's interesting, at least when we were all coming through, it was expected that you're at least a 2-sport athlete, if not 3. It's interesting. I want to get your thoughts on that, guys, in terms of it's becoming so, if you want to make it to the next level, you have to do just this. Are you guys for or against something like that?
So we are huge proponents of kids playing multiple sports, almost to the point where we tell kids, we want kids at all our travel practices, but we're 100% okay for a kid missing a November through April practice inside to go play hockey, go play basketball, to go do whatever else. When we always tell parents, the commitment is for all the summer tournaments. We're only putting 12, 13 kids on a team. So we need to know every kid's going to a tournament, but we're 100% fine with kid missing winter workouts because he's playing basketball, wrestling, hockey, whatever that sport is. And we just think we make our money on baseball 365 days a year, but I just don't think it's right for 11, 12-year-old kid just to do baseball 365. And them playing hockey, basketball, football, wrestling, whatever they do, it's going to make them better baseball players and more rounded people at the end of the day. So that's just kind of our philosophy here. We're very much in favor of kids doing multiple sports, and we try to bend over backwards as much as we can to allow that to happen.
So, Grill, you were a big leaguer. What are your thoughts on that? Was you play the sport? You had to have been a basketball player.
I played basketball. Wasn't very good at it. I was always thinking about baseball during basketball season, but my focus was baseball, but I kept playing basketball for reasons. I liked the sport and it kept me in shape. But I agree with you guys. Burning out kids at a young age playing my cousin, I have a cousin, played in Florida, who was a great catcher, wound up being quarterback for his high school, but he was so burnt out with baseball, playing 100 games a season, whether it be spring, summer, fall baseball. He was a catcher. The poor kid was burnt out. And, that's the scary part. You don't want to turn kids away from any sport, not just baseball particularly. I think any sport, if you don't give them a chance to really get serious. I think 14, 15 is really where you go. You're playing that freshman JV high school level competition, hopefully going on collegiately and even professionally. It takes the right mentality. It takes the right coaches. I think, again, I say the coaches and the development side of things, keeping these kids confident in anything they're doing, baseball particularly. You got people yelling at them all day long. It's going to discourage them. So I think, just being well-rounded, having good personnel behind them, it's good for them physically, mentally, and emotionally. I think we don't talk about those components too on what their development is. But I think that's where Top 100 Sports can maybe aid in that, because you can put them into a category and say, all right, what's it going to take? Because a lot of kids don't like to talk the game. We don't sit around enough and have that clubhouse atmosphere is talking the game, sitting around. People always want to say, well, the kid's anxious to hit and stretch. They don't even have a routine, and they're part of their development. They just parents just think like, well, I'm just sending them this coach, and you're trusting in that coach or that program to develop them. But are these programs developing their pregame, their in-game, and their post-game routine? Some of the things we've talked about on mound visits, I think it's really instrumental that these coaches and these programs understand that part of the development is to develop a routine. Some kids find their swing in the first, two rounds. The third round is, hey, are you loose? Are you getting ready? Harold Baines, I played my brief stint with the Chicago White Sox. As a pitcher, I would always listen to the hitters talk. And Harold Baines used to say, he's like, I'm not here to be a 5 o'clock hitter. All these guys are wasting their swings. He would find out his swing. As soon as he found it, get the feeling, right? He would find that feeling, stop. Mentally, he's confident, I got my swing. Instead of like hitting there going like, man, I don't feel it yet. I don't feel it yet. That's great. You can do all the work till you get to a place where like, okay, we can build on that. You feel that? Good. Stop. Now that's building confidence. So that's what I'm talking about, is that I think, what we're doing, what we're implementing alongside of all these affiliates and guys that are running successful programs, have the knowledge that these guys have, and sharing our knowledge. It's talking the game, having these clubhouse talks amongst ourselves, and then trying to get these kids to understand that's part of the game. It's kind of the fun stuff when you hear these kids that love it passionately, and maybe seeing themselves on the leaderboards and having these events, and letting these coaches up and run with what we're sharing with them. I think it's gonna maybe evoke some of that. I'm excited for it.
I know we're looking forward to it. So we'll be up in Maine, as Gurley said, cracking lobsters. And,
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
and meeting you guys, the coaching staff, the kids. We're looking forward to that. And so Maine is officially open. And Brandon, Jace, we look forward to meeting you guys. And congrats. And we'll see you guys soon.
Okay. Thanks. We'll be in touch.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Over to it.